Welcome students. Welcome to the session on a very interesting topic, that is interpersonal skills. In this session, we are going to study what is the meaning of interpersonal communication, how you convert your interpersonal communication into your interpersonal skills, what is the meaning of intrapersonal communication, what is the need of interpersonal communication, what are the roadblocks to communication, and how you can improve your interpersonal skills. Let's start with the basics. Almost every problem, every conflict, and every misunderstanding has, at its most basic level, an interpersonal communication problem. So, what is basically interpersonal communication? That is what we will learn. Friends, interpersonal communication is humanity's most important characteristic and its greatest accomplishment. It is humans' ability to turn meaningless grunts into spoken and written words, through which they are able to make known their needs, wants, ideas, and feelings. Friends, the simple meaning of interpersonal communication is the communication with other people. Each individual, let it be in his or her family, society, or in his or her professional life, communicates with several other people. All that is the part of interpersonal communication. Now, let us study the detailed meaning of interpersonal communication. It is a complex process that can be described in simplified terms by a sender and a receiver who exchange messages containing ideas and feelings mixed together. The sender encodes the message using verbal, vocal, and visual elements. The words form the verbal element. The vocal element includes the tone, the pitch, voice modulation, the intensity of our voice, and the music of our language. The visual element incorporates everything the receiver can see. It might be a surprise to you, but the visual non-verbal element is the most powerful element, grabbing and holding receiver's attention. Vocal and verbal elements follow. The receiver takes in the messages and decode them by sorting out and interpreting the elements according to their own experiences, beliefs, and needs. To understand the complete meaning of interpersonal communication, we need to compare it with intrapersonal communication. Friends, intrapersonal communication means communication with oneself. Each one of us, we communicate with ourselves. Our communication with ourselves is nothing but our intrapersonal communication. And all our interpersonal communication, that is, our communication with other people, it totally depends upon our communication with ourselves. So we may say all our interpersonal communication, it fully depends upon our intrapersonal communication. So the important points to note are: intrapersonal communication takes place within a single person. The purpose of intrapersonal communication is to clarify ideas or to analyze a situation. Sometimes you reflect upon something, you think about something, or you want to appreciate something. Three aspects of intrapersonal communication are very important. The first one is self-concept. What do you think of yourself? What is your own opinion about yourself? Are you self-confident or not? Your perceptions, how you perceive the world, how you perceive yourself, how you perceive other people. And expectations. What are your expectations from yourself? What are your expectations from other people? That also is very important. Now the question arises, why do we need interpersonal communication? The first point is, we cannot be human alone. We are social beings, we are social animals. And the second point is interpersonal communication helps us address our needs. With the help of interpersonal communication, we present our needs, requirements, we present our opinions and feelings. Friends, we cannot be human alone. We live in a world filled with other people. We live together, work together, and play together. We need each other for security, comfort, friendship, and love. We need each other to mature through dialogue. We need each other to achieve our goals and objectives. None of these needs could be addressed without interpersonal communication. We communicate in order to get acquainted, get familiar, express emotions to others, share information, share knowledge, persuade others to understand our personal views, build relationships. Interpersonal communication is the lifeblood of every relationship. Good relations are nurtured by open, clear, and sensitive communication. We are able to send messages from the moon, but we find it difficult to relate to those we love. Ineffective communication causes loneliness, conflicts, family problems, professional dissatisfactions, psychological stress, physical illness, and even death. When communication breaks down, all these problems occur. Now, the point is, can we improve our interpersonal skills? It would be a perfect world if communication would work as if in the science fiction movie Star Trek, where Mr. Spock, by just touching skulls, transferred information from one mind to another in a faultless process, free of errors, emotional content, and personal perspectives. Friends, the real world is different. In the real world, each individual is unique, each individual is different. So, each individual's opinions, views, perspectives are different. But the good news is change is possible. Everyone can change. Everyone can change his or her behavior. Actually, change is inevitable. So everyone will change. People change continuously from infancy to old age. And the law of change says things do not stay the same. If they don't get better, they get worse. If the conflict does not decrease, it will escalate. If relationships do not get stronger, they will get weaker. If the relations do not become closer, they will become more distant. If the relations do not become more productive, they will become less productive. It is important to have the communication skills to manage changes than to let them happen to you. People who understand the communication process have more control over it and fewer breakdowns. Friends, what are communication roadblocks? We have summarized main three roadblocks here. The way our minds work, sender's behaviors and receiver's behaviors. Sender has no control over receiver's behavior and receiver has no control over sender's behavior. Basically, there are several problems in communication process. These problems are called barriers or roadblocks. They are basically categorized into language barriers, psychological barriers, physical barriers, cultural barriers, mechanical barriers, etc. But for today's discussion, we have summarized these barriers into 3 points. For better understanding of the communication roadblocks, please look at this image. Some of you may see two horses, some birds. Some of you may see a girl's face. Now, why does this happen? It happens because of our perceptions. How to overcome communication roadblocks? The first method is by listening. Friends, each one of us we have one mouth and two ears. that clearly indicates that we should listen more, speak less. If you develop listening habit, you can understand people very well, you can understand their views, and then you can express your ideas. So by listening, you have more knowledge and you have better understanding ability. The second method is reading body language. Friends, it is possible to read other people the way you read the books. For that, you need to develop some skills, you need to develop some techniques, and with some experience, easily you can read other people's body language. The third method is speak. Develop speaking skills. Be a tactful communicator. Express your ideas. Be assertive. And the last point is skill training. You must train yourself. You must train your mind. You must train yourself in listening skills. You must train yourself in speaking skills. So by repeated training, you can become a skillful listener. You can become a skillful communicator. So friends, I hope you have understood the meaning of interpersonal communication. If you develop your interpersonal communication, if you become tactful communicator, that means you develop your interpersonal skills. Skill is an asset. You must possess it. You must become tactful communicator. Friends, this interpersonal skills is a very vast topic. There are different subpoints. In detail, we are going to study emotional intelligence, leadership, team building, time management, conflict resolution, assertiveness, decision making, etc. So, I'm sure you will take utmost benefit of these sessions. Thank you very much.